Hi, welcome to this brief playthrough for the recent Kickstarter game Moon. This came through the post the other day. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, but when I opened the rules it quickly became apparent that they weren't great. There's no list of components, the setup instructions aren't completely clear, telling you which cards to put where, what the cards actually are. They have now released an FAQ and a playthrough PDF. They're not excellent, but together with all three, you can kind of work out what you're doing, but I think it'd be easier just to see what you're doing. So I'm going to take you through the cards, tell you what all the cards are, and then take you through a first few steps so you can get going with your game, you're going to know what you're doing, and hopefully have a fun time. Okay, so here's a basic setup. You want to find all the cards with the letters, they're double-sided. A is a special register, so that's in yellow if you want to use that side. Set those up in a column like this. You want to find all the numbers cards. There are also a couple of extras, double-sided. You don't need these as for now. You just need the 1, 2, 4 and 8, and you put them along the top like that. These are the registers. Now you've also got a whole lot of cards like this, which are double-sided. These are the bits, and they're either going to be on the off side or the on side. But to start, you want to lay them out in a grid around here. I'm going to clear some space, come back, let's see it set up. Okay, so here's the basic setup. We saw it a minute ago, but now all these cards, all the bits, are now placed on their offside to do a 4x4 grid. Over on the right here, you've also got some slots and a lunar module. These aren't necessary for the game. Basically, your goal cards are going to start here and then work their way up round by round. If you're not quick enough to solve them, if they ever get to the top, it's not solved, you've lost the game. So these are just a handy visual reminder. The goal cards that you're going to be trying to solve are these ones that say Moon on the back, and on the other side it's got a whole bunch of representations of these registers. So what you're trying to do, if this was the goal card for this round, you want off, on, off, and you want this has to be represented on the A register. So if I got it like that, in any point in the round, this goal card is then solved. I can discard it, and now this is the result that I now want in the A register. Once the A register looks like this card is solved, and I get another one, and so on, until they're all solved. But to start the game, they all start off, you shuffle your cards, and then you're going to draw 3 cards. So the first one is going to be for this column, D, C, and B. And then you set up your rows to match what it says here. And this is going to be the start layout for your game. So every game you play, the start will be different. And these 3 you can discard. So this is the start setup. You have a pile of gold cards, and you can turn the first one over, put it in slot 1, and this is what you have to get the A register to look like when it's solved. If you haven't solved it by the end of the round, it'll move up to slot 2, and a new face down card will come out. This is still the goal you want to solve for the A register. Again, if you don't manage to solve it, it'll move up and another one will come out. At any point you do solve this, it's represented in the A register, you can flip the next card. And that's your new goal. If any card gets to the top, then you lose. If you manage to get through all the goal cards, then you win. So, how do we do that? Okay, I'll just talk you through these other cards over here, and then we'll start playing the actual game. You've got RAM modules, so there's in 4 different colours. You have a RAM and a hacker on the back, and each one's got these 4 bits on and off. These are for an extra mode. I can't remember if it's cooperative or competitive. Competitive, I think. Basically, these bunch of cards in all the different colours, you don't need those for now. So for the basic game, you just get rid of those. You've also got a couple of bugs, which again are for the advanced game. You can introduce these into the gold deck, and they're going to clog up your positions. And make it harder again for the basic game. Get rid of those. Then you've got cards that say OK and error and reset. Again, these are for an advanced version of the game. Once you're OK with the base game, you want to make it harder, you can add these in. Basically what these are going to do is like reset B. If you pull this from the goals, whatever it says in the B row at the moment is just going to be reset back to zeros. And the same for the columns. And then we've got operation cards, which I'm going to show you now. These can be errored so that you can't use them until you draw an OK. But again, base advanced game, don't need those for now. And then you've got a bunch of operation cards. These are what we're going to use to manipulate all the bits. So for the basic game, you need deck, ink, roar, roll, and move. So those are the base game. Everything else, these ones, all the red ones, add and subtract, not, nor, NAND, XNOR, again, advanced game. I might do another video showing you how these actually work. But for now, put those aside. The operations we are going to use, you can just lay out. If you can see at the top, they have an amount of energy that they use. This one requires 2 energy. This one requires 1 energy. So those require 2, we'll put them there. These ones will require 1, put them underneath. Some of them require only a half energy. In the advanced game, and they would go under here if you were using them. But for now I'll do that. There's a whole bunch of energy tokens, full and half. So for our basic game we need 3 of these, which we can put down here, and that's us ready to go. Okay, so we're now set up, ready to play the basic game. But before we do that, we need to know what these cards do and what these bits represent. So these bits are representing binary numbers. So the offs are zeros, the ons are ones. So this would be 1, 0, 0, 0. This is 1, 0, 1, 1. The real world numbers that they represent can be found by adding up the numbers at the top for the columns that are on. So registry B here is on, off, on, 1, 0, 1, 1. We add up all of the ons, so it's 8, 2, and 1. So registry B is representing the number 11. Registry D here, we've only got the 1 that's on under 8, so this represents 8. All the zeros represent 0. So then we use these cards to manipulate those numbers. So ink is a +1, it's simply adding 1 to the number that it represents. So if we go back to row B, it was 8, 9, 10, 11, represents 11. If I use this, it costs me 2 energy, so I'll take my 2 energy away and add 1 to it. So 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 1 is 12. So we go to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll turn those ones off. So that's now manipulated registry B. I've added 1 to the number. Deck is the opposite, that's -1. So if I was to do this to this one, it's 8. I then -1 had to represent 7, which is 4, 2, and 1. So these were just all reversed like that. So that's gone from 8 to 7. We've then got move, that costs 1 energy, and that copies completely one registry into another. I think usually you would be copying it from B, C, or D into A. So I would copy, for example, B, exactly what's here, into A. So the result would be that. The last two, again, which are opposite, you've got roll. That moves everything in the registry one place to the left. So for this one, for example, you could just take this one off, slide them along, and put that back there. So they've all slid around. And the same for this one. If you were going to do that, they would slide and go like that. Raw is obviously the opposite. Everything would go this way and wrap around. This comes up and goes to there. And those are the basic operations for this game. Using energy and manipulating the registries. Once you've used all three of your energy, that's when your goal cards move up to slot 2. A new one comes out. You have 3 new energy and you start again, trying to get that goal into this registry. So let's see how we can do that. Put that back. Let's put these back to 0. Let's say, can't remember what the start exactly was. Let's say that's the start of a round. We'll do a couple of rounds and see how it goes. One thing I forgot to mention with the ink and the deck, plussing and minusing one, you can have an overflow and an underflow. So basically if they're all turned off and I try to minus 1 from that, it's on 0, I try to minus 1, they all turn on. Similarly, if they're all turned on and I try to add another one, it's going to be an overflow and they're all going to turn off. So that could be quite useful to remember when you're trying to manipulate your bits. Okay, so first round, we're trying to get 8, 2 and 4 as 14 in the A register. So we just talked about the underflow, so I think I'm going to use my -1 to take away 1, which is going to reverse everything there. That cost me 2 energy. So I've got 1 energy left. What I'd like to do now is minus another 1 from it, because I'm on 15. Take it down to 14, but I can't. Let's say 2 energy. You can't save energy round to round. So I could stop now, move to the next round, draw another goal card, get my 3 energy back, but I can't save that one. So use it or lose it. Not sure there's anything I can do just now, so I will end there. I'll get 3, move that up to slot 2 and draw that out. Now I can use another 2 to minus 1 from this, so this is 15. So do that, that's 14. This now matches the goal card, so I can discard this. This one gets turned over, and I've now got the goal of 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my roll to move 1 registry all left, and I'm going to do that in registry B. So these are all going to move to the left, and that's my energy used. This moves up to slot 2, another goal comes out. But now this registry B now matches the goal I need. So I get my 3 energy back. I'm going to use move for 1 energy, and that copies 1 register, in this case B, into another. So I'm going to copy B straight into A. That matches my goal. Discard it. Turn this one over, and they're all on. Okay. I think the simplest thing would be I'm going to do deck -1 to registry C, because that would take it all to 0s. That uses my energy. It moves up. I'm then going to use deck again for another 2 energy on C, which is going to cause an underflow. We're going to get there reversed, and then use my 1 energy again to move C to overwrite A. So I use my last energy. I now match the goal. That one gets turned over, but it's the end of the round, so it moves up, and a new goal comes out, and I get my 3 energy back. And that's how you play. You just keep on going until either, if this ever moves up to the 5th slot, you lose, or all the goals are gone, you win. One thing to mention, if the goals are ever running short, let's say it's the end of the game, whoops, you've only got 2 goals left, that's the current goal. I can't do it, I use all my energy, this moves up, a new one comes out. The end of that round, again, I've used all my energy, I haven't yet solved it. There's no more cards to draw, however, these still, sorry that should be face down, these will still move up. End of the next round, they still move up. Even though there's no more cards here, they still move up until you've solved it. And again, if this reaches the top, then you're out. And that's how you play Moon. I might do another video with some of the extra, the bugs, and the additional operations, but that's the base game. I'm really enjoying this. Now I know what I'm doing, and hopefully you will too. Thanks very much.